remember back in the days you'd hear about maybe a bank robbery or just something, and you know how much the thieves walked away with, and what was the guy, D.B. Cooper, who robbed basically the bank or whatever he did and jumped on a plane and then parachuted out with his money and never found the guy again. They found some money, a little bit of the money washed up on a creek bed somewhere, you know, near where he parachuted out. It was a snowstorm, and you know, didn't appear that he survived. But when you look at the amount of money that's been robbed from a bank, it's never really that significant. International hacking group steals $300 million. Global digital banking system not secure, according to Silver Doctors. Sophisticated Ocean's 11 style heist is one of the largest in history. Hackers remotely accessed bank computers. Not your bank account. No. Not someone's bank account, ATM number, PIN number. No. Hackers remotely accessed bank computers to manipulate accounts and ATM machines. Banking groups make no comment. Details expose incredible systemic vulnerability. Banks in Switzerland, the US, Japan, the Netherlands, and particularly Russia were targeted in the past 2 years. Must be pretty hush-hush. An investigation into the attacks, which was conducted by Kaspersky Lab, a Russian cybersecurity company, began following an incident in Kyiv where an ATM started issuing cash spontaneously in 2013. Kaspersky Lab found the bank's security system to be drastically compromised when employees opened emails purporting to come from their colleagues. The New York Times reports, quote, the bank's internal computers used by employees who process daily transfers and conduct bookkeeping had been penetrated by malware that allowed cyber criminals to record their every move. The malicious software lurked for months, sending back video feeds and images that told the criminal group, including Russians, Chinese, and Europeans, how the bank conducted its daily routines, according to the investigators. The investigation uncovered, though it could not identify, a global network of cyber criminals using false bank accounts at JP Morgan Chase in the US and Agricultural Bank of China. The figure of 300 million is a conservative estimate, and Kaspersky Lab speculates that the true figure may be closer to 900 million or $1 billion. The malware allowed the hackers to crawl across a bank's network until they found employees who administered the cash transfer systems or remotely connected ATMs. The goal was to mimic their activities. The New York Times reports a Kaspersky Lab investigator is saying. That way, everything would look like a normal, everyday transaction. Therefore, because no individual transaction ever exceeded $10 million, and because they were executed from within the target bank's own system, they went undetected for 2 years. Now let's talk about that for a second. Let me reread that last sentence, and then we're going to talk about that. Just to show you what kind of scam the whole entire banking system is, where you have to come up with real money out of your pocket to pay your bills, no matter how bad you struggle, no matter what job you may or may not have. Suck it up, deal with it. Nobody said life was fair, right? That's what they say to us. Therefore, because no individual transaction ever exceeded 10 million, okay, a transaction that does not exceed 10 million, so it could exceed 9 million per one transaction. That doesn't cause a red flag. Okay. And because they were executed from within the target bank's own system, they went undetected for 2 years. How in the hell do you move nearly $1 billion in the banking system? Again, the main target here, JP Morgan. Yes, again. How is that able to be targeted? And that kind of money moving around for 2 years, and no one seems to know, oh, hey, this account's missing some money. Oh, well, here's a $9 million transfer. You didn't see that one coming? You didn't, someone didn't call you? Hey, I'm missing some funds out of my account. Even if you're a millionaire, multi-millionaire, you've got, and again, there's not a whole lot of people with this kind of money on the face of the earth, right? But you got $300, $400, $500 million in your name. Okay. And, $7 or $8 million is missing in a single transaction. Again, as I talked about, nothing was larger than a single transaction over 10 million. So that means there were some transactions for 9 million for sure, right? I had $307 million in the account last week, and now I've only got, 299 million. I mean, nobody's noticing this. I mean, let's put that in regular dollars. If you had $307 in your account, and then you check again later, and you have $297 or 98, whatever, $99 in your account, you're going to remember, oh, hey, let me look at my little account statement here and see where that $8 or $9 just went. Because I don't recall spending anything on that. What is that? What is this transaction thing here? Cyber Hackers Incorporated? So nearly, again, the low estimate is 300 million. And as Kaspersky said, the real, a better estimate would probably be 900 million. So we'll round that off to $1 billion. And granted, it wasn't just JP Morgan, it wasn't the single bank JP Morgan, but that and the other bank were the two ones mostly mentioned, so I'm going to assume that's where the majority of this happened. So some people must, 2 years could go by again. 2 years can go by, and these hackers have been transferring money all over the place, going to ATMs, taking the money out. I mean, and no one seems to notice for 2 years. We're not talking 2 weeks or even 2 months. We're talking 2 years. So if that kind of money can be moved around and go missing and stolen and hacked out or whatever, how is it, number one, that we're supposed to trust this digital fiat banking system? And keep that in mind when they really want to take you to the New World Order. It's not going to be paper cash either. Their whole system's going to be digital. You're going to swipe everything, because as Nicholas Rockefeller said to, at the time, his good friend, Aaron Russo, filmmaker, very classy guy. He did the documentary A Freedom to Fascism. Phenomenal. That's a real good video about the IRS and the income tax, and it's really neat. I'm sure you can find it online. He did that. He did some movies with Eddie Murphy. He was Bette Midler, the singer's manager at one point. I mean, everything I find out about this guy seemed to be the average class act citizen you would expect when you think of an American. Look over there, that guy Aaron Russo. He's, a guy who's successful. He's made it, and yet is right in the head. Anyways, I mentioned the story before. His lawyer friend, she says, hey, I know the Rockefellers? Yeah, really? Yeah. How would you like to meet one of them one day? How would you like to meet Nick? Yeah, hey, I'd like to meet the Rockefellers. Everybody knows the Rockefellers, why not? They met, they kicked it off, became good friends. Again, I've mentioned this, they were showing pictures, regular pictures that, you have to go get developed, of him and Rockefeller hanging out, eating dinner, arms around each other, smiling for the camera. Hey, you know, clearly these guys were friends. So if he tells me, oh, this is what Rockefeller said one time and blah, 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 by God, I'm going to listen to him. And I don't have to speculate on, oh, he might be making that up. When you see this guy and understand what he's about, solid. And then you see the pictures. Oh, okay. Now, these pictures are not located in this documentary, Freedom to Fascism. This was an interview he did with Alex Jones from Infowars, where he was talking about it, and these pictures were shown, and he said, you know, we became friends. He gave me good investment advice, and you know, we ate dinner many times. I'd go to his house, he'd go to my house. You know, I liked the guy. He liked me. Everything. You know, we were friends. It was good. He says, and then one day we're at dinner, and he says, Aaron, it's gonna be this event. Happens in America, and out of this event, we're going to go to the Middle East, we're going to go to Pakistan and Afghanistan and Iraq, and we're going to be looking for these terrorists. And he basically told him what was going to happen out of 9/11, but he didn't say 9/11, you know, he didn't say, oh, on this date, such and such. Nor did he say, you can expect this exact event to happen. You know, buildings are going to crash down, terrorist attack with planes. So when it happened, Aaron Russo didn't think on that day, oh my gosh, this is what Nick told me about. No. He didn't make that connection for a while, actually. Then he started seeing, oh, we're going into Afghanistan. Why are we going there? I thought these guys were Saudi hijackers. Why, whoa, why are we going now into Iraq again? Oh my God. Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq. Oh, Nick told me that, right? So during this conversation at dinner, that wasn't all he said. He got into basically global domination, and Aaron asked him, "Hey, well, Nick, like, why go through this? Why do like all of this? And you know, you're ultimately ruining people's lives." And he looks back at me like, "What do you care about Aaron? What do you care about the people? Who cares about the people? Take care of yourself and your family. That's all that matters. Who cares about the people? Like, you know, you imbecile, what are you talking about? Who cares about the people? Come on, you know." That's how he said it. So now you know how the elite think about you. That's exactly how they think about you. But he went in to talk about, well, he says, well, Nick, what's the ultimate goal then? Like, what is, you guys have all the money in the world, the power, you know, I mean, you guys have all this, so, like, what's the ultimate goal then? Like, and he basically said, we want the New World Order. We're going to have a cashless society, right? Everyone's going to have an embedded chip into their skin, RFID type chip in their skin for tracking, and you will do all of your transactions, monetary transactions. You go to the grocery store, oh, here, just scan my chip. Oh, okay, you've got 4,000 credits or funds, whatever, in your online account. Your groceries are $198. Have a nice day, sir. Done. And he said, and the other part about this is, you know, a lot of people like to protest what we're doing. You know, they want to protest what we're doing, the things that we're trying to get accomplished. We don't need that. So you protest us, your chip gets turned off. And if we get pulled over, or if something like that happens, the cops pull us over, when they run that scanner across our arm on our chip, it's going to go tell them to F off. Leave this guy alone. That is what he told Aaron Russo. And surprisingly, after Aaron Russo gave this interview, I don't think it was more than 2 years. I think. Dies of a fast-moving cancer. And he told Rockefeller that day, man, Nick, I don't think that way, man. I don't, that's not what I feel in my heart, man, when I don't think like that. I just can't, I don't know, man. That's not what I'm about. That was the last time they really hung out and ate dinner and stuff. He kind of realized then, okay, that was kind of a shocker to have that thrown on me. I never knew that kind of thing. nonetheless, it happened. And that was his story. So how that ties into this video, they want this online digital banking system that just got hacked and smashed by hackers. They didn't have to go into a store or a bank with a ski mask and a gun, or even a fake gun in a paper bag. It's a robbery. I'm writing you a note. Nowadays they do it stealth, right? They don't go in with the mask and a gun. No, they just write a note. I've got a gun. Give me all your money in the drawer. Don't say anything. Blah blah blah. Right? And the person's gonna give them the little die pack, right? The little fake die pack of money, so that when he gets outside of a certain distance, it explodes and the guy walks off with maybe, $8,000. No, that's for children. Nowadays, they just stay on their own computer, hijack other people's computer, who then disperse the malware onto the banking systems of other people, in this case, the banking employees, and sit there dormant trying to record every transaction, every keystroke, you name it, and then report back and then these people are able to use that information to remotely make those computers do those transactions from within to make it look like the employee was there typing, right? And I've now looted up to $1 billion. It could be way more than that. There's no telling. And this has been going on for 2 years. And the banks have no comment. So for all the morons, the idiotic people out there who decide, I'm going to go rob a store, I'm going to rob a bank, you ain't doing it right. As these cyber hackers just figured out, as the old saying goes, the best way to rob a bank is to own one. Right? JP Morgan, you got Jamie Dimon, Lloyd Blankfein over Goldman Sachs. These guys have been raping and pillaging. Their salaries are tens of millions of dollars every year, plus bonuses of millions of dollars. During the bailout crisis in America, these fools got more bailout money, bonuses than they've ever received before. During and right after the crisis, they got the biggest paydays ever. How do you do that? The best way to rob a bank is to own a bank. Well, these guys kind of took that method and changed it a little bit. Well, we don't own the bank, but we have our software inside the bank as if we own the bank, and they are controlling it as the CEO or other high-level employee. I guess that's close enough. And they took the money and ran. I love that it's happened to JP Morgan Chase, a Rockefeller bank. Chase. The same Rockefeller family that wants digital everything, chips implanted, swipe everything. How are they going to push that in the global New World Order when stuff like this happens? This is why they kept it quiet. They'll tell everyone. It's not because we don't want people to think the digital banking system's insecure. It's not probably even that. It's we don't want people figuring out that we want to go to this whole digital thing, and if we go that route, when the New World Order comes and we tell them this is the best thing to do, we can't have them figuring out that actually it's not real good, because matter of fact, there are hackers that can get into this. Because that's going to throw a monkey wrench in our plan. We're not going to be able to turn off people's chips who protest us. Right? Could you imagine a guy like Luke Rudkowski, big-time activist? He's the kind of guy that's on the ground, feet on the ground, in your face, doing things. And imagine him, I'm going to fill my car up to gas. I got to drive to D.C. today. Oh, insufficient funds. Insufficient person? What? I mean, insufficient person. I'm alive. Swipe my card again. Insufficient, illegal immigrant. What the? Now my whole identity's been erased. Oh, now I got to figure out. I got to come up with documentation. Hopefully I printed some stuff out to prove that I did have an identification. I am in the system. And the FBI is going to look into me and they say, you don't exist in here at all. Where did you come from? You're an illegal. You're in here illegally. We're going to prosecute you somehow. And meanwhile, letting the real illegals, oh, come on in. Here's your chip. Sign up, step in line, inject your chip. Next, we want you guys in here. So, not going to be a good thing if they implement all this. I do strongly believe how fast things are moving nowadays, and you can see it. The elite can't keep up. I believe that's why a lot of these plans in the Middle East have completely reversed. I mean, everything that could go wrong is going wrong for them. I don't think they can keep up. So as soon as they have a new plan, let's do the. All right, next one. Let's do. We didn't get. All right, do this one. Oh crap! Okay, forget. All right, let's go to the next one. That's what I'm seeing, right? If you just kind of pay attention to what's going on. So we're at a point in society worldwide that everything happens so fast, digital communications, you name it, that as soon as they come out with propaganda, it is smashed online by people like me and, lots of others. Oh, that's a fraud. Oh, beheading, fraud, fake, Hollywood special, which I don't know if I mentioned this. I think I did. Recently, I saw the video of the pilot, was it the Turkey or the whatever pilot from Turkey or whatever it was from? Burned alive in the cage. This cage is like made of aluminum or something extremely brittle. Has no bottom. He could have picked the corner up and dumped it and ran out. Oh yeah, but he would have been shot. Would you rather be shot or stand there burning to death? I mean, you're going to try a human reaction. It's to escape. Not to stand there and stay on fire. Oh, I'll just sit here. And then I watched it. I found the 22-minute high-definition, high-quality video online. It's on my website, realistnews.net, as a matter of fact. And I watched this thing, and I'm positive I'm watching like the beginning of a commercial, maybe, of a new movie, thriller, Middle East war movie coming out in a theater near you soon. It's got sound effects. It's got digital stuff, maps, little digital sounds like when they're zooming in on like a little map. And then I'm like, I finally get to the end. They're showing, the president speaking, and this one, it's about the war, and I'm like, I'm talking Hollywood, high quality, superb. And then they get to the very end where, this terrorist with this little torch in his hand. They're zooming into the torch, and his hand is moving, and then he lights it, and it's lit, and he puts it on the ground, and as it hits the ground, you hear the little sound effect that they put in Hollywood, boom, like those, like when letters come across the screen, something like that. He puts it to the ground. You see the fire coming across, zoomed in perfectly. Oh, yeah. Is this what I would expect from people in the desert trying to prove a point? They're going to kill somebody if you continue to invade or whatever you're doing in Iraq, and leave us alone. If you don't leave us alone, we'll kill more people. Let's hire a Hollywood production team with a producer, writer, everything. Multiple camera angles, high definition cameras, above, below, zooming on the hand, moving. Remember the other beheading before that? They zoomed in on his hand, slow motion, like, his hand with the knife. Like, oh yeah, I'm about to get me some neck. Yeah. They zoom in his hands down there, like he's just, licking his chops. Oh. Is this a Middle Eastern terrorist that lives in a cave or in the desert, or is someone out here acting as if they're going on to be a movie star? I reported those. I showed you some of the videos on those. I linked to them to show you it was a fraud. This latest one is so bad that I even saw a clip from Shepard Smith, I think from Fox News, whose facial expression was not happy, as if he just got caught lying himself, and is now on TV, like he always is, on Fox News, reporting some news that he is not wanting to report. His facial expression says this. I don't want to report this right now. I don't want to talk about this right now because this is so fake. It's bothering me that I have to come out here and even talk about this. And I know it's fake, but I have to pretend it's real. And as he's explaining it, his face says it all. This is a fraud. And then he even mentions some experts have looked at this and feel that this is a fraud, and it's like a Hollywood movie production type thing. And And again, he does not, his body language, his voice, his face, I don't want to admit this right now. I don't want to say what I just had to say, which is this looks like a Hollywood production. I don't want to say that, damn it, but I have to because I'm being told to for some reason because it's so bad we can't ignore it. And I saw just a little clip. I saw it. Oh, isn't that funny? Which is good for one reason. Now you got to hear it from the mainstream or lamestream media that this latest production is a production. It wasn't real. This didn't really happen. This looked fake. Yeah, but what about the fire, man? It looked like they really set someone on fire. Again, have you been to the movies in the last, I don't know, 8 years? Have you ever seen anything catch on fire in the movies that you knew was fake? But because Hollywood did it, it looked real. And again, Hollywood's not sitting at home with, Adobe After Effects. Oh, we're going to make a movie with Adobe After Effects. No. Hollywood has its own proprietary system that is superb. By the time the peasants get anything, what they get is Adobe After Effects, which is great for what it is and what we can do with it. But it certainly isn't Hollywood. So what we saw on this beheading, or this guy on fire, was a Hollywood production. And as you watch it, you have that fire look so real, and it looks like he's burning. Okay, some parts of that look like they may have like a wax dummy, by the way. The way certain things are dripping and... But if Hollywood did this, you have to look at this and say, okay, well, I think the fire is real, and I think that guy burning's real. Let's say you go in with that mindset. Because you're going to see that, and your mind's going to tell you, is that real? I mean, it looks like he is burning. It looks like they're... So take that, okay, hold on to that thought, and then analyze the whole thing as a whole. Is this a person with a camcorder filming someone, their buddy, terrorist buddy, burning someone alive to make a point to the United States government? Or is this a phenomenal, high-quality production? You're going to come to that conclusion. This is phenomenally awesome production. But I still think he's on fire. You can't have both. The time it would have taken to do this, Hollywood style, couldn't have been as quick as saying, okay, let's get this cage, set him over there, light the son of a SOB on fire, film it, done. We're out of here in, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. This probably took days and takes and different angles and editing, as you're going to see. If you want to watch it, realistnews.net. I think it's still pinned. And watch the 22-minute video. Someone else on my forum comments to me, and he's like, here's the 22-minute thing or whatever. And I said, thanks, because you just reaffirmed what I thought. This is definitely a Hollywood production. And you'll get to see it. So, love how I just get off on these little side tangents. But that's it. Take care.